Hey, what's going on? So today we are going to be doing some house music on the Octatrack. In my current setup right now, I mainly use the Octatrack to kind of handle one sample and then do everything else everywhere else. This isn't the setup, it's kind of disassembled right now. But unless I'm traveling, it's rare that I really push this to try and do a full track or get more of a fleshed out idea, mainly because of how annoying it is to track things out when I'm done. But whatever, let's see how far we can push this, because usually when I focus on one machine, I have a lot of fun and I end up getting something pretty cool out of it. So let's get our sample. Today's sample is also going to be coming from today's video sponsor, which is Tracklib. Super duper dope. I'll tell you a little bit more about them in a second. But check out this sample I found by Frank Dukes, because I've been wanting to sample Frank Dukes for a long time. Basically, if you don't know who Frank Dukes is, look up Frank Dukes collabs or who sampled Frank Dukes. All the dude does is make dope loops all day long, and the biggest rappers get to sample him, and he gets paid a bajillion dollars probably. But anyway, that's besides the point. The sample that I am looking for is called Cloud Raps. Listen to this. I just spent the weekend in La Jolla kayaking on the ocean, and it was incredible. And this gives me those vibes of that memory. So I want to take this, especially right here. Right there. I know I can do something with this. So I'm going to go ahead and say download here. It's going to download it here. But what's cool with Tracklib is I can also go into the multi-tracks, and I want to find, so you hear how the drums are pretty far in the back, right? They're not that prominent. Tracklib has some witchcraft where they can take apart a lot of the stems of a lot of the songs that are on here. So this is what I want here, and I'm going to go ahead and loop a little portion of this. Let me see, 4 bars. Yeah, I could take this section right here. So I'm going to download just this loop, just the 4-bar loop, instead of downloading the entire track. It'll help me with editing later. So the way Tracklib works, in case you're not familiar, these are all licensed C, which is great. If we go to plans and pricing, let me go ahead and turn this off. So basically, you pay $5.99 a month and you get 25 track downloads. And these tracks actually exist. They have been released. They are vinyl records. They are music from today, music from the past, music from actual artists. And you get to do whatever you want with them. Mess around with them. And when you are ready to release, what's cool is, remember that license C I just mentioned on that Frank Dukes track? That would fall under this category here. If I'm ready to release that track, I pay $50. And if I use less than 2 seconds, 15 seconds, or 60 seconds, I pay the $50, plus I split royalties of that track with Frank Dukes. So how cool is that, that I can support Frank, make some music of my own, get some legit samples, and not feel like the FBI is going to rappel through my window at any moment if I'm like pirating some track or doing some sketchy stuff once in a while and not getting a sample cleared. So shout out to Tracklib for sponsoring this video. If you are curious about them, use the link down in the description below to get a 30-day free trial plus 15 free credits when downloading your music. That's like 3 months worth of credits, and you can cancel it anytime. It's awesome. Yeah, check it out down below. All right, let's go ahead and, whoa, easy there, chair. Sounds like I'm ripping them. Let's go ahead and get the sample down into the Octatrack. Okay, so I got the loops here in Ableton. I got that little drum part that I want to take, as well as the piano part. And I kind of cut this up a little weird. As you can hear, the 1 comes in. 1, 2, 3. Right in the middle of the actual sample. And the reason I did this is to try and trick myself later when I come to chopping the sample up on the Octatrack and think about the sample differently instead of starting on the 1 and working it that way. So I'm hoping that this will kind of freak myself out, if you will. So let me go ahead and sample this in. Track 1 set to a flex. There it is, coming in. Man, I love the Octatrack. It looks so cool. And don't worry, I'll skip all this part. All right, so I got that in. Track A, let's, oh, hold on, I'm going way too far ahead of myself. Track A, let's go ahead and sample this part in. Record. It's so quiet, but I'm going to be able to normalize that here. So we're going to go to edit, boom, select that whole section of whatever I just sampled. Zoom out and stop. Ableton, normalize that. And it should be there. Let's see how loud it is. Oh, right, I need to unsolo this. Exactly what I was looking for. Cool, so now we'll create that slice grid. Where are we at? 8. There's 1. Next one. That's cool. Slice 4. Cool, we got our slices. Let me just make sure that there's no weird like air parts at the back of this as well, because sometimes you'll have like these weird sample overlap sections that just, to me, don't sound that good. Okay, that works. We'll go here. Source, we will turn slicing on. Jump down. Oh, this is dope. Okay, cool. So how do I want to do this? We're working with 16 bars. I can do the typical, what you would expect, right? Put these here, go back to our slice section, and we'll create linear locks. Let's see what this does for us. Okay, we're more than halfway there, right? So we have our snare here. Copy that, put that here. I like this a lot. But what we're gonna do, take this page, go to the next page and paste it here on 32. So let's see, copy. And then on this last one, we'll do slice 7. What about slice 8? Yeah, that's it right there. Sweet. Now that we got that, let's go focus in on our other sample, which is the awesome. So what I'm going to do here, same thing. Here's actually kind of a pro tip on the Octatrack. One thing that was really annoying is when I'm on the edit page and I select a section and then I go and say crop to selection, what sucks is after you've cropped to that selection, you have to reselect the section to then normalize it, right? So the process here is you select, crop, reselect, normalize. There's a faster way to do this. Nothing changed, right? So I'm just going to select the whole section and we're going to normalize first. After you're done normalizing, the selection is still relevant. It still stays there. I mean, it's taking a second. This is a long sample, but this allows you to not have to reselect twice. I know it takes 1 second to turn that knob really fast, but to me, I need that second because I'm trying to move quick here. Cool, so now I can go up to the top, crop selection, boom, I don't care what's on the outside of it. And same thing, I'm gonna go to our slices here and listen to how many slices I want. So 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do this regular mode. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's halfway through the sample. I know I want 16. Create a slice grid. We'll do 16. A line on 0 marks. There we go. I'm not even gonna go ahead and listen to it. We're just gonna go straight to our slices. Set this to slice mode. You can hear some time stretches on. We'll turn that off. Ooh. So I've been running into some weird quantizing issues on the Octatrack. You can hear everything just got kind of thrown off. And what I always end up having to do is take this, copy this, and move it there. Take this, copy this, and move it there, because I know that that's where I wanted these to originally land. Sometimes it might be my swing. I don't know, kind of freaks me out sometimes. We're gonna copy this and paste that one there. Go back here, delete that one. Ah, see, this one is, I want that one to be a little late. Maybe even a little later, more micro nudge. What about here? Yeah. Frank. Thank you, Frank. Dude, see that, those drums, and then taking this, which is so funny because this sample still has the drums in it, but it creates a new rhythm on top of this. Right, if we take this and lower it and slowly bring it up. There's a little bit of clash, but I'm down with that. Right, and then I got a kick drum. Do I have a kick drum on here? I do. Same thing with this sample here. We're going to go to our LFO and we're going to say parameter that we're going to change will be the filter cutoff. So we're going to look for filter width. And we want to trigger that one. We'll go back to our filter here. One thing that you always got to be, what's the word? Conscious of, I guess, is that by default the Q point, which Q stands for resonance. So when you're here and you're changing your Q, that's the resonance, right? The resonant peak. It's always set to both. So if you have your bass, which is kind of like your high pass, and your width, which is your low pass, set weirdly, they both have resonance on them. So me personally, I don't really like my high pass having resonance, so I set this just to LP, which is low pass, and I like the 24 dB slope rather than the 12 dB slope because it's a little bit more defined and chiseled. You can actually shape it up a little bit. And let's not sleep on the distortion on the second page of the effects for the filter. You double tap that, you go to distortion. This adds a lot. I'm not going to put it on our sample, but I am going to put it on our kick. So let's shape our sample first real quick. So this is just too intense, right? We just want a little bit. And we'll also go to a little, how's spring reverb? That kind of has that beachy vibe, right? Yeah, I can do that. Okay, so check this out. We're gonna go to our kick. Say we want this to super duper slam. Man, you know what kind of sucks right now actually is that I have this track 8 is the drum sample, but I want track 8 to kind of be our master right now. So what I'm gonna have to do is go to track 8, copy this, and I'm gonna paste all this onto track 7. And I want track 7 to listen to Flex recording 8, right? Because if I mute this, let's see what happens now. Okay, cool. So now the real question is, what happens if I go to audio and set this to master? Awesome, nothing. Perfect. So what I want to do is add a compressor on here and get this kind of slamming. So threshold down, gain up a little bit. Harsh ratio. Right, we take the kick out, let that kind of breathe a bit. You know what's so dope? We haven't even messed with like the other 4 bars or whatever it was in that sample. So let's focus in on this kick real quick, and we're gonna turn up this distortion. See, it gets pretty gnarly, but I just want a little bit, just a little kiss. And I talked about this once in one of my mixing videos ages ago, that you always have to decide what is going to be the bass element. Is it the kick or is it going to be the bass? And in this instance here, I want the bass line to be the bass, not the kick. So we're going to have to shave off some of this using the high pass filter at a 24 dB pulse slope. And let's see what it sounds like. So I'm going to just take this all the way up so we don't even hear the kick anymore, and I'm going to start bringing it back until we're happy with it. Yeah, I like that right there, because this is our bass line, right? What would it sound like if we slowed this, our drums down a little bit, pitch-wise, or rate-wise, I should say. Oh, that is cool. I mean, everything is distorting so hard right now. Forgive me. I love just pushing this a little too far sometimes. All right, so now that we got that, and I've kind of tamed it a little bit, we got our sample, we got our kick. I guess we can add, we just have that like light snare. We can take this pattern, right? Copy this pattern. We'll go here, paste it here. And then I have a, where's it at? I want to go to tracks. Trying to add some snares. Okay, so we got a lot going on, a ton actually. One thing I want to really get before I screw it up is these drums have changed because they're normally there, but if I slow it down, right, I can slow this down a lot, but I want them to just be a little crunchier. So what I've done to get this effect is I've set scene B to change the rate at which this sample plays back. So it's going to slow it down, stretching the sound, getting it a bit grittier, but also pitching it down. So I'm just going to find a nice little sweet spot between these drums and the sample. For example, there, I like that. I think that sounds pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and mute this, and we're going to set up track 6 to listen to track 7. Turn these off. Trigger is going to be set to 1. Record length, I want to get 32 steps of this sample. I'm just going to do a simple little resample right here. Quantize record, we're going to set that to pattern length. So now when I press play, nothing's happening until I press play. You'll see this little plus sign. It's grabbing this, and it's grabbing this new version of these drums in this new pitch down mode. So I can ruin this, right? And if I unmute this and put a trigger down, and we'll go back here. Oh man, so I was still in the recording edit mode, and you can actually put a trigger down for it to start recording in this mode, but that's not what we want to do. So we want to grab this here. And I mean, technically I could do this and just start grabbing that, turn this off now. Cool, so it grabbed it, right? So now that we get out of this mode, we can mute that and we can listen to this version, which is this here. But again, messed up again in case you didn't see that. The whole reason we're even resampling is because I want these drums to be pitched down. So let's focus on that again. That works. We'll go back to track 6, hit record, boom, that's playing in there. We'll put a trigger in. So now I can change this pitch, mute those drums, and I got the pitch down version of that loop. And now we can bring everything back in. This clap is a little too loud. Same with this clap, I want to pitch that down a bit. Bring the level down. Maybe send that to dark reverb. Cool. So we'll copy this pattern. We'll go here and paste this pattern again. There it is. I was about to say something got lost, but that was this track 6 waiting for the loop to come back around. I didn't paste it fast enough. So now that we're here, let's go ahead and take this sample out, and we'll go back to our slices. So I want to listen to these slices. Awesome. So we can just do the classic here, right? Let's go back to track 8. Turning the volume up. Let's see if we can. Kind of tweak this a little bit. This is our master track. You can hear it's still distorting. Not exactly sure why either, because I'm not really clipping anywhere. Let me turn our main down and see what happens there. I think it might just be this compressor driving it a little too hard. You know what? I'm here trying to figure out what that clipping sound is. I was adjusting my compressor and stuff, but I realized that when I sampled into the Octatrack, I accidentally clipped the audio input. So our sample is always going to have this kind of clipped sound on it, if you will. Watch. Right there. Right there. Even if I lower this and lower our Q, it's still there. Lower the width even more. Right, we can try to lower this in the overall mix, right? Because after 100, you can start clipping things. Maybe that'll help. Let's see. No, it doesn't help. Bringing it down again. It's still there. So that's just kind of imprinted on the sample. So you got to be careful there. Personally, I'm okay with it. But I know some people might be like, it's clipping, you newbie. We're all newbies. Alright, let's push this. Bring that compressor down again, and let's just get it slamming. Actually, this is fun. This is really fun. Check this out. You want to get your track super slamming? What you do is you take your kick, and you drive the compressor with this kick. Right? So now we can start bringing in other elements and mix it into this compressor. So our compressor, the threshold, we can lower that a bit. A little faster attack, maybe a quicker release as well. Let's start bringing some stuff into that. Watch, without the kick. With it. Whoa, that's pumping. All right, we wanted the deep version. Most importantly here is our sample. This is a way to kind of like fake a sidechain effect. I've learned this thanks to DiBiase, follow him here, and he taught me this on the SP404. I have a link to his stuff down below, but I've learned that weird compressor trick, which is just the way a compressor works, to be honest. But he made me think of it in a different way, break the rules a little bit to kind of fake a sidechain, and I've been applying it like everywhere. Oh, I think we can come up with another pattern. So we'll go ahead and paste this here. We're gonna get rid of our kick for this one, right? We'll clear the kick out. And we'll also clear these. Now, if this one doesn't work, we'll clear that. Let's see what we can do. Oh, I kind of like that, so we'll do oh, yeah, that's it. We got to find that. This one here, we're going to lower the volume of that. And we're also going to send that to the spring pretty heavy. And then shape it up. Copy this pattern, go here. Yeah, you know what? Let's take this little loop out. Let's take these claps out. Where are the claps? We'll bring this kick back in. Copy this pattern, go to this pattern here. I wish you could do the quick pattern hold thing that you can do on some of the newer Electron devices, but it's all good. Let's go ahead and throw this in here, copy this, paste this here. And then this, we'll just do straight, as you would expect, right? Oh, you know what we'll do? We'll do this. Let's find another hat sample. Yeah, that'll work. So what I'm going to do now is actually lock this into that new sample here, track. 4 is going to be playing this open hat, and now I'm just going to copy paste that trigger across here. Let's see what that sounds like. Oh, my bad, forgot to lock it in. There it is. Yeah. We can even take this a little further, make it a little deeper, right? So we'll take our rate. Yep, there it is. Rate, 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 rate. B is cleared. We'll take this, lower our sample. Lower it even more. Ooh, do you hear that? Oh, man. I did this once on the MPC 4000, something very similar to this. And what's happening right now is that this little boom, boom, down has some shape on the bass, parameter lock to this step. So when it comes and plays this note, even though our filter is turned down as a whole, none of the other steps have their filter parameter locked. So no matter where this is moving our filter, this will always be popped up and stand out above the rest of the chops. Yes, please. And we still have our drum chop from earlier here. Get weird on it. Yes. Yo, I need to finish this one for sure. That's what's 16. So what's happening here? Play this with a kick. We're choosing weird odd time, but 48 is kind of like this weird triplet one. And then our bass and our width is just shaping the filter cutoff for the delay. Yeah, that's cool. Yes, that's it. That's it. I'm leaving it on a high note. I'm gonna mess it up if I try to take this any further. That's house music on an Octatrack. You heard it here first, folks. I'm kidding. You heard it here probably last. There's a million videos doing this. Yeah, again, tracklib. Thank you so much for sponsoring this video and allowing me to continue doing what I love to do. But most importantly is you, my friend. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming by. I appreciate you more than you know. And yeah, until next time, you already know the drill. Share the love, share the knowledge. Knowledge is power. Peace.